The best soccer players on the planet are about to play a World Cup in American stadiums, and it's the exact same grass versus turf fight your own NFL has been having for years. NFL players blame the fake stuff for blown-out knees. The World Cup is forcing turf stadiums to roll real grass over the plastic, and the players still don't trust it. Here's the part nobody's saying out loud. What if the fix FIFA forced is more dangerous than the problem it solved? Because these guys are about to step onto a field nobody on Earth has ever played on, live, in a World Cup, at full speed. And they're terrified. By the end of this, you'll know exactly why a patch of grass has the whole soccer world on edge. So here's the thing nobody tells you. This fight was never about grass versus plastic, it's about trust. The best players in the world are nervous about the field, except they're playing on grass right now. Real grass. The exact thing NFL players have been begging for years. So my honest reaction was, guys, you won. You got the grass. What's the problem? And that's fair. It's a little precious. Millionaires worried the lawn isn't soft enough. But the soccer players, being on grass, should end this debate. And instead, it cracks it wide open. If they've got the grass and they're still scared, then it was never grass good, plastic bad. It was always, is this field actually any good? Quick thing, the soccer guys call it the pitch. I'm gonna call it the field because I'm American, and that's what it is. Every soccer fan just felt something die inside, so fine, the pitch, for them. The NFL argument sounds like turf bad, grass good. But underneath, players are really saying, I don't trust the surface you handed me. And the World Cup players, standing on fresh grass, are saying the exact same thing. I don't trust this either. It plays hard, it plays dry. It's not the grass we train on. One side's pointing at plastic, the other at a rushed lawn. Identical worry. Here's what finally made it click. These guys have played their entire lives on real grass, roots a foot deep. Now look at what they're handed, a lawn grown on a sand bed in a few weeks, rolled out on top of a buried artificial field. That exact surface, grass on sand on plastic, exists nowhere else on Earth. It's not that they can't handle a different field. Pros play road games their whole careers. It's that nobody, anywhere, has ever taken a single step on this thing. The first time their body finds out how it plays is live, in a World Cup, at full speed. It's like the way the NHL freezes a hockey rink on top of a baseball stadium for one winter game, then tears it right back out. Except these guys don't even get the morning skate. So let's split this into what's real and what's in their heads. Start with the real. Number 1. NFL guys get tackled, but they're not voluntarily belly flopping across the turf as a strategy. Soccer players are. The slide tackle, going to ground cleats first to poke the ball away, is fundamental to the sport. They throw their whole body across the field dozens of times a game. Scientists call it turf burn. Real talk, it's a massive rug burn that leaves your skin on the field, and it's worse on the fake stuff for a simple reason. Real grass bends and gives when you slide. Synthetic fibers don't. They grip, they drag, and they shave the skin right off. Studies say most pros get shredded at least once a season. For them, that's a Tuesday. So, when soccer players worry about what a hard, dry surface does to them 40 times a match, yeah, that part I get. That's not a diva thing. That's a physics thing. Which brings me to the dumbest decision in this whole mess. And I'll say it plainly, burying a perfectly good field under a beach and calling it a lawn is stupid. Number 2, and this one's my theory, so take it for what it's worth. Why does the field play so hard? My dog had a little artificial turf mat, the fake grass kind you put down so they've got a patch to do their business. I went to shake it out, and I could barely lift it. Pounds of hidden sand poured out, packed down where you couldn't see a grain. Now picture a whole stadium built on that. Of course it can play like a brick. That's not the players being crazy, that's just sand being sand. Okay, that's the real column. Now the other side, because this is where I stopped trusting everybody. You might remember when this NFL fight got loud, a couple years back. Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks of his generation, signs with the Jets. And about 4 snaps into his debut, he goes down. Achilles. Done for the year. And it happened at MetLife, the turf stadium. So the turf is killing us argument went from a back-page stat fight to the biggest story in the sport overnight. Now here's where everybody loses their mind. I'm not saying the turf had nothing to do with it. The honest answer is, we don't know. And here's the other half nobody says out loud. Rodgers was 39, and Achilles tears happen on grass too. So you've got a dramatic injury on turf to a 39-year-old, and both sides decided it proved them right. That's not science. That's a Rorschach test with a torn tendon. But this was never about one player. It's about why nobody can give you a straight answer. Start with the league. The NFL will tell you the surfaces are basically the same, almost identical injury rate, and maybe that's true. But I don't trust their number, and neither should you. Because this is the same NFL that for years told everybody the sport didn't cause brain damage. So when they say, trust our safety data, a lot of people fairly go, yeah, we've heard your safety data before. So, trust the players' union instead? Except the union's whole job is protecting players. And unions, by design, dial it to 11. They've got a number floating around. That turf causes way more non-contact injuries, but that's their figure, from an older stretch of seasons, and the league disputes it. And here's the kicker. Even if you take the league's own claim numbers at total face value, the gap is basically nothing. 0.043 versus 0.042 per play. That's not a smoking gun. That's a rounding error wearing a lab coat. So your two options are a number from people who lied about brain damage, or a number from people whose job is to sound the alarm. Pick your poison. Neither one is clean, which is wild because the data is gettable. We've got an enormous turf sample sitting right there in college football. Boise State has played on bright blue turf since 1986. Even Notre Dame tore out its grass and put in turf back in 2014. Decades of turf, oceans of data. Somebody neutral could actually study this. We just haven't, not without a checkbook or a mission statement attached. So here's where an honest person lands, and it's the least satisfying answer there is. We don't really know. Maybe it's not that you get hurt more often on turf. Maybe it's that when you do, it's worse. We don't know, because every single person holding a number is also holding an agenda. And the grown-up fix? Get a neutral third party. Somebody with nothing to win runs the actual science. Until then, anybody telling you they know for certain is selling you something. Now, if we're handing out blame, let me tell you who I actually blame. And it's not the players. Start at the top. FIFA, soccer's governing body and pound for pound, maybe the most corrupt operation in all of sports. And FIFA has a rule. World Cup matches are played on natural grass, period. Doesn't matter that your shiny American stadium has perfectly good turf in it. Grass or you don't host. FIFA demands the ridiculous, and FIFA always gets it. And here's a thought that should make everyone uncomfortable. What if the turf was fine? What if MetLife's artificial field, the one the NFL plays on all year, was actually the safer surface? And the thing FIFA forced is the more dangerous one. I'm not saying that's true. I'm saying nobody checked. It's entirely possible FIFA is causing more of a problem than it's solving, in the name of a grass rule. We don't know, which is, again, the whole point. Because look at what these stadiums actually do to comply. At MetLife, they didn't pull the turf out. They left the plastic field right where it was and buried it, under about 2 feet of sand, and grew a brand new grass field on top of the sand, on top of the turf. A lawn, on a beach, on a parking lot, and the second the World Cup's over, they dig the grass back out and put the plastic right back. And you sit there going, why? Why not rip the turf out, lay in real grass the right way, and give it time to root the way the players have been asking for all along? A couple of these stadiums did exactly that. Atlanta, Foxborough, tore the plastic out and rebuilt the field for real. Most didn't. Most did the buried version. And the real answer is the same answer it always is. Money and who gets blamed. Pull the turf out completely and the stadium owner owns the result. You chose grass, it's on you. But the buried half measure keeps everybody's fingerprints off it. Nobody fully chose anything, so nobody's fully responsible when it plays bad. That's the tell. A stadium that just said, we ripped the turf out, put in real grass, done is heroes. Off the hook completely. A couple did exactly that. The rest hedged, and now the risk just hangs there over everybody. And that's the owners, the other villain. They're usually the cheap ones in any sports labor fight. For a long time, a lot of these guys underpaid the players who made them rich. So if nobody believes them now when they say the field is fine, well, you reap what you sow. So let me bring it home, because one fact ties this whole thing in a bow. When the World Cup told these NFL owners, grow real grass, they did it. No lawsuit, no foot dragging, no 12-page memo about how the data's inconclusive. FIFA said grass, and in a matter of weeks, those turf stadiums had real World Cup grade grass on the field. The same owners who, for years, told their own players that real grass was too expensive, too complicated, not worth it. And the players' union noticed. Their line, basically, growing real grass for a 1-month soccer tournament is something these owners will do for soccer players, but won't do for their own. And people hear that and think it's a, see, grass really is better. Mic drop. It's not. The lesson's the opposite, and it's colder. It was never about whether the field is safe. If it were, they'd have settled it with neutral science years ago. It's about leverage. The players couldn't make the owners do it. FIFA could, and the owners folded for FIFA in a heartbeat. Not because grass is safer, but because FIFA had the one thing the players never did, the power to make them. So, why are the best players on Earth so nervous about the fields in American stadiums? Not because grass is good and plastic is evil. They're standing on the grass and they're still scared. They're scared because nobody handing them that field. Not the league, not the union, not FIFA, not the guy who owns the building, has ever once been straight with them about whether it's actually safe. They're not scared of the grass. They're scared because they've finally noticed that everybody telling them it's fine has a reason to say so. And the only honest fix is the one nobody wants to pay for. Get somebody neutral, run the real science, find out if it's actually dangerous or it's all in their heads or somewhere in between. And maybe, just maybe, stop burying a perfectly good NFL field under a beach and calling it a lawn. Class is in session.